Hello, YouTube. Long time no live stream. All right, so I already kind of got started on it, but what I'm doing right now is learning how to do like real-time transcription stuff for chat, or not for ChatGPT, just for audio in general. And so with that, I'm using Whisper, and I don't know if my stream is actually streaming right now. Let's see what is happening. Okay, yeah, it's working. And so yeah, this is new territory for me because all the things that I do for the most part are by just passing in audio paths. And so I want to get into kind of the streaming part of things, which requires splitting things into chunks, so on and so forth. And yeah, that puts me in here and streaming. So that's where I'm at for this. Let me make sure I have set up everything. It's been a while since I live streamed. Let's see. Okay. I think everything's set up for the live stream correctly. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm breaking things down right now in ChatGPT. And so what I first asked it to do is I'd like to create a Python program that allows me to stream my microphone here in my headphones, sort of like a monitoring system. Can you give me a demo for this using a sound device? And so I previously tried to just do this one shot, but that didn't come out correctly because the audio was not good. So we're gonna go through this and just get some demos or proof of concepts out so that I can kind of understand what to pipeline. All right, let's go ahead and run this. And you guys can't see it yet, but here we go. Python CFFI error. Callback. Let's see, missing one positional requirement status. Okay, interesting. Let's rerun it. See what's going on. Hey, what's up, sorry, I will probably demolish your name. Mukamajan. Multilingual model is a I haven't continued multilingual training other than what I did before, which was English, Japanese, and Vietnamese. Number one, it takes a lot of data to do that, and just haven't had enough time to gather all of that. And so currently not in the process of training a multilingual model. Okay, so we're running into issues here. CFCI callback. All right, and so I just want to get this functionality working, and we'll go ahead and jump on over into ChatGPT. Let's see. All right, we're getting this error here. John, okay, I'll go with John. Yeah, with the multilingual model, might continue in the future, but we'll see how that goes. Can you use Whisper from OpenAI if you want as transcription AI? Indeed, yes, you can use Whisper. There are multiple ways to use Whisper. You can use it via some like third-party GitHub repositories like WhisperX or Faster Whisper. There are a bunch out there. Or you can actually just use Whisper provided by OpenAI themselves. But that comes with, what does that come with? That comes with a API cost. So you could do that with OpenAI, or you can do it locally. I'm gonna try to do it locally as I understand how Whisper works on my local device. I just don't understand how am I gonna stream audio to it and get that working. So, what's up, Andy? Glad to hear that we're on the same wavelength. We got another person trying to do the same project. I think it's a very interesting project because we got to be able to stream audio, and we have to be able to process it with Whisper through streaming. So I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but yeah. Ooh, appreciate the offer. I'll have to pass up on that for now, but I just want to kind of get this working on this side of things. Might request it later, maybe if I'm running into too many difficulties, but I should be able to get this up and running. Let's say 30 minutes. Hope. Let's get that hoped. All right. So what was ChatGPT's explanation actually? Now correctly it accepts all requirements. Function copy, stream, callback, sample, stream, script starts the stream, printing a message, indicating I'll stop it. Okay. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and do this. For training Japanese, John, let's see. Some specific cleaner for Japanese, non-basic. Will you post anything about that? For Japanese, I thought it was still ran through basic cleaners as well. So there are only 2 cleaning functions that I think are being used inside of Tortoise, which are the basic cleaners and then the English cleaners. I don't know if Japanese has any other pre-processing. It shouldn't, or at least to my knowledge, it shouldn't. So I don't think I'm gonna continue posting anything about the cleaners for the most part, as that's pretty mundane and pretty boring. But we'll see. We'll see. If I get around to it, I'll definitely post something about it. Oh, definitely, Andy. I think rapid iteration is a very great thing about ChatGPT. It allows ideas to come to fruition without too much thinking, which can be both a good and bad thing. Okay, test. Hello. All right, so my microphone is successfully being streamed back. So what's going on here? Define the callback function, open the stream, output streams, channels to block size. Okay, cool. Sweet. Tokenizer. Notice if statement for Japanese code. Oh yeah, so there is an if statement inside of the Tortoise code. If Japanese, then do like paikakaski or something like that. Basically, it's meant to turn it into the kanji into katakana or hiragana, so that it can be processed. Because the tokenizers don't contain all the kanji, because that'd be too hard. So instead, it converts it into a easier script. So that's all that it's doing. I haven't actually incorporated. I need to fix Japanese in that ways to where that it uses it converts any kanji into hiragana or katakana if I'm trying to create sentences with it. All right, cool. So that works well enough to. All right, so cool. So that works well enough to get audio back to me. Now, how would I save this? To an audio file to see what is being recorded. Yeah, so that's all the that logic is doing inside of the code. And all the other languages, unless you're doing like Chinese, for example, don't actually need that. They could just go through the cleaners as well. The cleaners is probably will probably ruin some languages, which is why it's just basic cleaners. I believe it just moves white space and lowercase everything. But yeah, that's one limitation of the transcriptions and trying to get all of that in the correct format so that things don't become unknown characters. All right, sound file initialization. All right, you'll need sound file. All right, pip install sound file, get that going. All right. Create a sound file object for writing. Alright, we can go ahead and test this out. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's listen. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Alright, looks like it's working. Alright, let's delete that. Okay, so that is that. I'm gonna delete this here and start from a clean slate. This main.py had some of the stuff that I was trying to do in one-shot fashion, but it wasn't working. So what I can do now is just set up a quick demo for Whisper to see if it's working correctly. Whisper X, and then what I can do is model equals Whisper X dot load model. Oops, cannot type. Large v3 device equals CUDA. Audio equals. Oops, let me record an audio sample. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Recorded audio dot wave. I'll do audio path for this. What's on your mind for next couple of months? Some interesting projects. So recently I've been feeling kind of burned out with a lot of all the AI stuff. So I haven't been keeping up with AI news as closely as I have before, which for me allows me to now open up some avenues for me to work on projects that I'm interested in. And so I think I'm going to pick up back on, I do want to get back into the audiobook maker, so that's on my list. Maybe some bug fixing for the AI voice cloning repository. I know a lot of people are leaving issues and doing pull requests for the AI voice cloning repository, but just haven't had the time to look at it. So maybe some of that, and then just learning a couple of other things. Like currently right now I want to do real-time transcription just to figure out how that kind of works and how streaming might work. So I don't want to overburden myself with too many things, but because, you know, at the same time I'm running a YouTube channel, so it's a lot of work, but usually I'm pretty spontaneous for my projects as well. If I think I need something or something is interesting at the current moment, I want to go learn it. So that's kind of what happened with this real-time transcription thing. So we'll see how that works. So audio Whisper X dot load audio, and then I can do audio path, and then result equals model dot transcribe, and we'll do audio. I think this is how this works. So let's go ahead and print our result. Python debugger. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of AI. It's allows for rapid iteration, both the beauty and possibly the I don't know, some people might think that it's producing a lot of garbage, but I think a lot of people are creating cool things with it. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. I'm personally really excited for using these things. Like I enjoy using ChatGPT to allow me to figure out how to do things. Like that is a game changer in my opinion. So there we go. We got this. And so this is working. Let's see. Let's go ahead and print out 0. See. All right, key arrow. I think I can't do that. I think I have to go segments and then 0 and then dot text or something like that. Yeah, definitely. I think AI is more of an enabler rather than it is for well, I think an AI is an enabler for a lot of people. I think it's helping in that way to allow others to get into coding, because it's a lot. There's a lot that you have to learn. It's a lot of hard work, and so I think it lowers the barrier of entry. Coding is still a lot of hard work because you have to understand everything conceptually, but at least you have a coding assistant that can help, which is what I think ChatGPT has enabled. It helps me out a lot, and a lot of these things I wouldn't have been able to work through and develop without it, so it's kind of crazy. Dict object has no attribute segments. Huh? Oh, wait, hold on. What's up, Nikki? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm glad you like my content. Hopefully you find it useful. Useful and or entertaining. Either one of the two. Alright, cool. So, I guess what I would want to do then is do this, and now this will print out the text for me. Alright, so our little whisper demo is hello, testing 1 2 3 4. Alright, whisper demo is currently working. Streaming is now working, and so now all I have to do is kind of just figure out how to do this. Alright, let's copy this into here. Let's copy this into here. Oops. Import whisper X. Throw this into here. Do that. Great. Definition whisper. Load whisper. Alright. Do that. Whisper. Transcribe. Oops, what did I do? Oh, I guess I have to run with global. Alright, global model. I don't recall. Do I have to do global here too? I don't think I have to, because I'm not changing it or anything like that. Alright, sound file for define the callback status, output data, stream. Data, out data, file, right. Alright, let's try this again, see what's going on. Hello, testing, 1 2. Alright, cool. What's up, Jumper? Thank you for tuning in. Hello. Separate block size channels. Run for 1 minute. how about run for 1 second? Hello, testing. Okay, cool. Stream device. So I guess this is what it's doing, is it streams to the default device. Sound is input, output. Open an input and use input stream. Plain buffer objects, single stream can be divided. Maybe use multiple streams, however all arguments are optional. Corresponding value from default will be used instead. Okay. Yeah, alrighty. So default device is where it's outputting to. Alright, so what I need to do now next is figure out how to get this out data, print in data, or where's out data, huh? Out data is not even being used, so let me comment that out and see what happens when I run this. You want to create Nikki, you want to create a voice cloning? You want to teach AI about my mother tongue language? That would be possible. You just need a lot of data. Well, I take that back. It depends on if your language is able to be transcribed. If you have a lot of transcribed data of your language, you can teach like Tortoise TTS to do text to speech. It's just, transcription and labeling of data is the limiting factor for things like Tortoise TTS, for example. What's up, Tony Catan? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you find my my content useful, helpful. That's what I'm putting it out there for. So, yeah, hopefully others are able to find it useful. And yeah, if you got questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm currently just working on learning how to do real-time transcription with Whisper X. Okay, so it looks like out data is needed for okay, so it looks like out data here is needed so that it can play to my device. And so yeah, I'm going to now just go ahead and print out in data, see what happens. Testing, test. All right, so we got that. A bunch of NumPy arrays. Torny Catan. I don't know if I said that correctly. I probably butchered it, so sorry for that. But how's it supposed to be pronounced? That would be my follow-up. Yeah, it should be possible, Nikki, if you're able to transcribe it. That's the only limiting factor. Data is always limiting for these ML models. What's up, Mohammed? Can I explain the code? At the current moment, what I've got so far with this code is I've got set up the voice parameters, set up the audio parameters, load the whisper models, and then this is just demoing the ability to record my microphone and output it back to my headphones. So I need to work on the next part of the functionality, which is enabling this stream of data to be transcribed. And so alrighty, cool. So Tonakatan, I'm not messing it up. It's kind of fun to say. It's in the way that I'm pronouncing it. It's kind of fun to say. So let's move on to this next problem, which is, all right, so I want to now pipeline these things into a script that should achieve the following functionality: real-time transcription, with output of the sentence to the terminal. I will need to run Whisper transcription in another process. Let's use multiprocessing, and it'll have to handle bytes. And what I'm going to do is go into transcribe, and then say, this is how transcribe can handle audio. So we'll do this, and then here is the code. So this is me just priming it with everything that it needs to hopefully zero shot this code here. I think I might also need to pass it into some type of queuing so that it's continually adding data to the queue. So let's see. All right, queue for communication. A multiprocessing queue is used. Here we go. Perfect. Pass audio chunks from the main process to the transcription process. Transcribes each chunk and puts in transcription. Audio callback writes audio data and puts a copy. Alright, so let's try this out. And see what happens. Okay. Test. Hello. 1, 2. Alright, so it's recording, and you'll probably hear an echo in my voice. Probably. Oh, you guys can't see anything. Hello, testing. Oh my god, this is happening so fast. Alright, let's stop. Bye. Right. You. Alright, let me listen back. Okay. Test. Hello. 1, 2. Lion Ryan, welcome to the chat. I am doing some AI stuff, real-time transcription. And I have done, I'd say I'm like halfway done, so I should be able to get back to my Japanese studies maybe. Okay, so this is so much better than what I had before. So breaking it down into processable chunks and then telling ChatGPT this is how I want to do it helps out so much more. But all right, cool. So to work so far. The only hey, that's me every day. I do pretend that Japanese doesn't exist for like an hour, and then I'm like, shoot, Japanese exists, so I gotta study my flashcards for an hour, and then I gotta do that. Then I want to eat pizza because I need to work out. I need to go lift today. Today is bench day, but every day is bench day. What's up, Isaiah? How you doing? Appreciate the support. Man, it's been a while, so thank you for tuning in. And yeah, I'm just learning some stuff right now, and trying to get this all up and going. AI stuff all day, every day. But AI is crazy. There's a lot. I can't believe I got into AI because of anime. Alright, wait, hold on. Okay, cool. So this seems to work so far. The only issue is that it's processing chunks in too small of a sample. What needs to happen is the array that it's processing gets continually longer so that it continues to process the chunk in long form fashion. So the audio will get larger and larger. Yeah, no, Isaiah, everything's been well. I'm still at the same place, so yeah, I'm still in town. I don't know, I haven't kept up with all of you guys, unfortunately. You know, time's kind of skipped away, but if you're ever in town, you know, hit me up and go grab like a coffee or something. Maybe since we're older, like a beer or something nowadays. But yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. I really much appreciate the support, and it's been a wild journey with all of this. So a lot of work, but yeah, that's part of it. Andy, what are your thoughts on increased potential of repurposing code modularly and finding new combinations with the help of AI? I think it's well, I think code is already being repurposed quite a bit with AI. I know AI is, people call it kind of like a next token guesser, which it is a next token guesser, but it seems to be able to reason from unique code, or at least you think it's unique code, and output code that works from it. So like, for example, if you give it a library that hasn't been received in its training data, if it's like 2024 recent code or a library change, it can reason about that and utilize it. So I think it should be able to find new combinations, and I think they're using it in other things like biochemistry for finding new drugs and all of that stuff. So I don't know if those are transformer models, but I think things like that. I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit more research and like the folding models, like see if those because those are creating unique combinations, I would assume, which is how they're able to find new medicine. So yeah, I think it's gonna increase the amount of productivity in the world. But we'll see how that goes. Tunicatan, there was several news in faster audio transcriptions lately, trying to retrieve it. Something like 5x or 6s faster than Whisper. Well, Whisper X is actually about 5 to 6x faster than Whisper itself, OpenAI's Whisper, locally, of course, because I believe they use certain optimizations. I don't know if they quantize it. I just think they changed the engine on how it's running. But yeah, it's much faster. Finding new drugs definitely does sound lovely. As long as these drugs are helping. We'll have to see. I've heard rumors of like these drugs. They're trying to find like the cure to longevity. So people are trying to live forever. It's crazy. Yeah, no, definitely, Andy. I think if you have an idea in your mind, ChatGPT, if you're able to form it into digestible chunks and go through it with ChatGPT, you should be able to build it with AI so far, as I've seen, and it's only been getting better and better. Like initially, when I was trying to learn like the tortoise stuff and how all that worked, I could not just throw in a ginormous several tens of thousands of tokens of code into ChatGPT to understand how tortoise works. You can do that nowadays. You can just copy and paste the entire code into ChatGPT and it'll understand it. So before, I would have to break it down and read through certain chunks to figure out how things worked. And so if you're able to now chunk these snippets that you're giving ChatGPT into bigger things so that it can understand more, should be able to incorporate that into innovative ideas. But we'll see. Interesting, Tonikaton. I'll have to, when that news reaches me, I'll have to take a look. Or if you're able to find it, I'll take a look at it. But back to the code. What we got here is the code that gave me to handle longer chunks. We accumulate audio data over time in the process of the accumulation. We achieve by appending the incoming audio data to buffer and buffer transcription process at regular intervals. Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's with everything. There's always an expert above you that's going to be able to make these implementations faster. So I think that's one great thing about the open source community, is that something open source will come out and then you just have to wait a couple of months. Or let's say like a big company releases something that's quote unquote open source or open weights, and the open source community is able to optimize that and really make it accessible. We can now run ginormous models on tiny laptops with the help of things like Llama CPP, and the quantizations to do all that were done by very smart people that understand how it works at its core. So yeah, I always wait for the people smarter than me to create an implementation of something so that I can utilize and access it. My hope is one day to become one of those smart people that can get into the nitty-gritty of these things and actually make these optimizations myself. So slowly working towards that, but it's a lot. It's a lot to learn. Alrighty, let's get this whisper going. Oh my god. Excuse me. Test. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Okay. No active speech found in audio. What do you mean? Okay. Let's see how this is being done. Recorded audio. Okay. So it's not working as I'd intended. So I want to try, let me show ChatGPT. So I want to try something else. Can you instead continually process the audio file that is being written, as that is continually getting updated? In Whisper. What's up, Scroll Reader Christian Audiobooks? Been paying attention to 11 Labs to produce audiobooks, hoping to switch to Tortoise. Appreciate the appreciation. With Tortoise, I think you're golden with Tortoise. Tortoise is really good with audiobooks, especially if you train it on data that's more audiobook-esque. So I think you're in good hands with Tortoise TTS if you're able to get that all up and trained. It's been really good for the samples that I've been wanting to do, and so it's much cheaper than like 11 Labs in terms of being able to in terms of like character count and everything, because it's all local for the most part. And the good thing about Tortoise is that you can actually run it on a relatively budget GPU, like a 3060, and be fine with it. So oh yeah, it's a crazy exciting time. So we'll see if this time, if we'll see if the hype actually dies down, or if it's, we'll see if it's a fad. If it's if it is, then unfortunately it's, you know, it is. But a lot of great stuff is coming out of it, so I can't see it as just being a phase. Sentence mining. Oh, are you also a viewer from Japanese? That is crazy. It's interesting that, you know, my channel initially started as like is my learning of Japanese, and so it's kind of adapted and evolved into AI. But my main incentives for, you know, taking the deep dive into AI stuff is getting text to speech working for cloning like anime characters' voices and stuff, because I wanted to listen to Japanese audio for like audiobooks. A long and garden of the Japanese days. But yeah, I do kind of want to pick up my Japanese, just because my Japanese has been slacking nowadays. Like I can officially say I've been studying for 4 years and don't have much to show for it, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on getting good. Alright, here's an update. Keeps track of the last read position. No. The transcription process should not keep track of the last position. I would simply like to retranscribe it each time. Alright, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna try this first. But I think I have a gut feeling this implementation is not gonna work, because it's maintaining where it's transcribing from. So test. Hello, 1, 2. Audio. Okay, checking for audio, and transcribing and language detection is inaccurate. Okay. Yeah, I don't like how that works. Have I tried RVC with that? RVC with like the AI voice cloning, I've definitely done. Sorry, here's my code. RVC with like text speech, yes, I've definitely done. With the current thing that I'm doing right now, I am not doing. No need for RVC. No way. Yeah, that was kind of me as well, Andy. Like, I was studying. Well, I guess I can't say it was hardcore. I think my studying was starting to diminish, starting to go downhill after I failed the JLPT N1, and then yeah, I'm here now in AI. And oh, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, 5 gifted subs. Really appreciate it, Andy. Oh man, that's a real streamer moment right there. I don't get too many of those, so really much appreciate it. Oh man, gotta screenshot that. Screenshot. Still getting used to these streamer things, so it's very interesting to get like memberships, subs, all of that. Thank you. I hope to continue, producing the content, and I really want to do more members live stuff. So I was brainstorming like, how can I optimize, both my time and your guys' time for doing these members content. So I was thinking like maybe I wanted to do more members videos, but like I want to do a lot of members videos, but I also want to share it with everyone. So I think what I might do is release content early to members, and then people will be able to see it in the future. So that's the best of both worlds, in a good middle ground, I think. All right. Here is the updated code. Okay, cool. So with that new code, I should be able to now just process the entire sentence each time. Memberships, that's a real VTuber moment for me. Not the voice transcription one I was looking for, but apparently very fast speech generation. Is very fast speech generation one of the, or the name of the GitHub repository? Very fast speech generation. Testing. Test. Okay. Testing audio. Hello. Waveform must be provided as a channel time torch. Oh, I don't think I need to do this. I don't need to read in the file name. I think what I could simply just do is just process it with the okay, we'll just do that instead. Cartesia. I'll have to take a look at that. You said Cartesia. JavaScript. Cartesia. Interesting. Okay. Well, wait. So Cartesia is not the whisper thing? Let me run this. See how this goes. Alrighty. Test. 1, 2. Audio testing. So this is how things are going, and we can now see how cool. So this is kind of doing the function as a kind of like a stream, as you can kind of see it. So let's see. I don't know how close to real-time transcription I'm going to be able to actually get to with this, but it seems like we do have the transcription part running. And it just needs a little bit of boot up. So you guys might hear some echoing in the background. That is my voice going, and let's see. Okay, cool. So this is kind of neat. Right. Sweet. So I think what I can do is the way that the transcription processes these chunks is is that after a certain amount of speaking, I believe it'll break it into another sentence. So I have an idea on how to implement this in my head, on getting this going. I don't know, but also I don't know why I always run into issues with streaming like bytes directly to things. I can never do that correctly. I always have to save it to a file and then process that file, which to me is kind of inefficient, I think. So here is the output that's being segmented below here. And let's see. Is it just going to be a very long sentence? Also, test. Okay, so what I can do now is take a look at this, and we've got the first dictionary inside. Okay, so we've got the first dictionary inside of this list here, and then what I then need to do is once the second dictionary starts getting written, I should be able to clear or delete recorded audio wave and process that. Okay, so let me think through how I'm going to do this. So result transcribe if result segments. I'll do an elif if result segments. Print so I want to first be able to print this, and then I would like to delete the current wave file so that it restarts. Okay, so I'm going to ask GPT to help me figure this out. So I have this modification below. Here is the logic I was thinking. So the way Whisper does its transcriptions is by creating a list of dictionaries. What I was thinking, because I don't want to process, well, because I don't want a sentence to be too long in processing, I would like to delete or write over the wave file being written once the second dictionary is created from Whisper. This way it only continues to output the text from segment from the first dictionary and doesn't. No, I hate doing that. I accidentally sent it. Doesn't get too long. I have commented where I think the logic should go in the code. Let me please help me resolve this. All right. Implement your logic. You need to check the length of its list and delete the file once the secondary dictionary. Updated code. Okay, so this is going with length instead of existence. All right, so import OS. Oh, yeah, let me go back into my code. So basically, I just copied that code into here. And it should be good to go. Am I using an extension for the autocomplete hints in the ChatGPT window? I am not. Is it auto-completing for me actually inside of ChatGPT? Let's see. Hello, what is... Yeah, I'm not seeing the auto-completion in the ChatGPT. Maybe when I'm typing to it, but no extensions. Just the standard Edge browser and whatnot. All right, let's go ahead and go with this and see. Okay, so we are testing this out, and it should be able to. Okay, test 1, 2, 3. I don't know what to say. It's always kind of like this, but we should be monitoring this because after a certain amount, it should restart and delete that WAV file. And okay, the process cannot access the file because... Okay, so here's what's happening. The process cannot access the file. Alright, so I can think of one way to do this. So what I'm getting is this error here. Since I'm getting this, I think what I can do is instead create a second recorded audio file. Let's say recorded audio 2.wave, and then switch to it after the second is detected, and update reading to that one. Delete the first one, then continually switch back and forth between the two. First, before you give me code, is this a reasonable implementation for the problem we're trying to solve? All right, let's first sanity check that. Oh yeah, I personally don't like auto completion too much inside of the browsers. So yeah, even if it was enabled for me, I would find a way to disable it. So maybe I disabled it sometime in the past. But yeah, no, I'm on Edge right now. Tonikatan, you found it. Alpha signal 2 days ago. This repo is supposedly a new technique for... Not clear if it is faster than Whisper. Alpha signal. Hey, my Edge is having a problem. Let me refresh. Oh, sorry, you guys didn't see anything I typed there, right? All right, so this is what I ended up doing. So I gave it the error, and then I wanted to sanity check it. So I asked it this little bit. What is it? Alpha signal? GitHub? Whisper? 5 months ago. You can now transcribe 2.5 hours of audio. Oh, insanely fast whisper. I've had history with insanely fast whisper. It's actually not faster than faster whisper. So unfortunate, but yeah, I don't think that is. I don't think that is faster, unfortunately. Yeah, I've tried insanely fast whisper, which claims that it's in much faster than like faster whisper, I think. But when I tested it myself, I got the same timing for it. What's up, Luz? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing? Hope everything is going well on your side and you're able to test out new things with your new computer. So by alternating between two files, you can do the available writings, avoid the permission error that occurs. Here's how you might alternate between two files. All right. I like insanely fast whisper. I don't want to bash on it, but it's actually slower than faster whisper. So, and then I also don't think the like I don't think there's as much development on it as like faster whisper, for example. But let's see. Yeah, like I was getting these same times with Whisper X, which Whisper X uses faster whisper as the back end. Alright, let's close out of those. Continue back to my implementation. Here's how you can implement this. Here's the updated code. Two file names, track the current file name. Okay, I think there's got to be a better way to do this, but I'm not in the state to figuring out what that is. Too lazy to train right now. Okay, I feel it. Me too. Sometimes I'm like, do I really want to get a data set up and running right now and then start the code? And usually what pushes me to do training, if I do need to do training, is I think about all of the efficiency losses, because my computer isn't training while it's just idle. So I always think about that, and then it kind of motivates me to start training. But yeah, no, getting it to go smooth, that is awesome. Anything that's laggy is terrible. I hate when things are I hate when I'm trying to do something and it's like lagging. That's no good. What's up, Flamethrower? Thank you for tuning in. Clone a voice and make audiobook for you. I think there are some people that would be willing to do that for a small fee. So that is one thing that is always available. But me personally, I won't be able to do that. So 11 Labs sounds better than Tortoise in some cases. It's better at zero-shot cloning than Tortoise, but Tortoise allows you to really customize the base model, so you're able to get the pronunciation to sound much closer to a character that you're going to work, or a character that you want to have speaking things. Huh? Okay. Yeah, 11 Labs sounds really good. 11 Labs is the best. So, 11 Labs is the best paid option out there, hands down. No one beats it yet. But in my testing with my tortoise models and 11 labs, I prefer tortoise with RVC over 11 labs for many characters. What's up, T-Rex stars? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Currently, just to catch you up on what I'm doing, I'm just working on Whisper real-time transcription and trying to get that going. So, okay, what's going on here? Doing well myself. Thank you for asking. Give or take. You know, this code is just working through this. Oh, the reverb is coming from, so this code has a monitoring system, so it just plays out the microphone. Just records my microphone and outputs it, so that's where that reverb is kind of coming from. Tortoise plus RVC, best for TTS, indeed. Yes, I would say that is the case. I have not tried Piper, but I've heard good things about Piper. And XTTS, I would say, has a better base model than Tortoise, but XTTS is also non-permissible for like commercial uses and whatnot and all that fun stuff. So I prefer to stay with Tortoise because I'm able to get the outputs of Tortoise to sound better than XTTS, and I like the way that training Tortoise is. It's a little bit easier for me. Music, I am listening to an artist, Tokyo Music Walker is the name of the artist on YouTube. So I have that in the background. I've used his stuff for a while. And then come to think of it, I should probably just put him inside of my live music. YouTube.com. Put him inside of the description for the lives. Is it possible to make some sound? Is it possible to make some sound effects from text? You can make sound effects from text, kind of like Suno and whatnot. They're basically making sounds from text, but it would be like random generation and stuff like that. I mean, you could train it a specific way you use it, but I should have updated my description with Tokyo Music Walker's channel. A cyberpunk bar. Interesting. I've never played cyberpunk. The cyberpunk genre is beyond me. Yeah, Suno is... It's interesting. Suno started from Bark, and then they must have learned something from Bark, which enabled them to get at where they're at right now with Chirp. All right, reverb is back because wait a second. I never even went to debugging what happened. Okay, so let me focus on this real quick. Thanks so much. Subscribe. Torch from NumPy. Why is it reading it? It's stupid. Audio data. No. Current file name. Well, this is one issue that happens with ChatGPT, is it's just continuing off of a prior that it gave me before that I had changed, and it rechanged it back to an implementation that wasn't working. Udio, I tried making something with Udio back when it was the servers were filled, and I have not gone back to Udio. Reverb is back, by the way, so we'll see if things are working. Okay, so we are trying to get this text down here to finish this current chunk so that we can start processing the second file. And once the second file starts processing, okay, process access. I think Suno and Udio, from what I've heard, are both really good. I think the channel that I saw it from was Matt Vid Pro or something like that. I think that's it. And he went over both, and I was like, dang, these models are crazy good. Let's get some of that local. I can only imagine the amount of compute power that requires. All right, what is happening? Let me read through this. Start the transcription process. Okay, process. Create sound file objects for writing. Oh, so it did switch over to the second file. So we are trying to get this text down here to finish the current chunk, and so it did switch to it. Let's see. Current file name equals file name 2 if current file name is 1, else file name 1. Okay, so current file name is file name number 1, then current file name equals 2. Then it does else file name 1, so it just switches back and forth between the two. I also need to build in some other logic to this. So I don't know if I can do it in a... Okay, so list comprehension, turn it into a regular if else. If current file name is file name 1, current file name is file name 2. And then can I close you need to close file name 1 from being written. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is copy this and start a new ChatGPT chat, because sometimes you need to do that in order to get good outputs. And so I'm running into a permission error here where it is not allowing me to write over the file. I think it's because it doesn't close it out and is still being used when it goes to delete it. Can you implement that logic here? Here is the error. Here is the code. Alright, let's get that going. Huh. The issue you're encountering is due to the file being used by the transcription. This will ensure the file is closed. Like context manager, handle closing the file and switch names accordingly. Weekend time in France. Sure. Well, have fun with your weekend. Have a good weekend. Appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. Alrighty. Cannot pass bytes into Whisper transcribe. It needs to read a string file path. Please don't change this part and rewrite it. Tomorrow starts a new month, June the 1st. Oh yeah, it's coming quick. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I want to make a video on how to use like the Whisper and stuff. So I think this is gonna be an addition to it. Okay, I don't know what happened with this. Why it's not creating it. What? Okay. Wait, what? What happened? This is like the same thing that I gave it, right? I don't think this is gonna work either. Here's the code. I don't think this is gonna work. Okay. Alright, reverb is back because I am recording and I guess I just have to say a bunch of things. So I'm just going to babble on until the second chunk gets processed by Whisper so that we can see this second recorded audio file here. And test. What else to say? I could probably change the chunk so that this is this is dumb. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh no, that'd be kind of cool. Turn the baton. Yeah, there's so many things that could be done, but thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. The process cannot access the file. there goes my camera. My camera just died. Be right back. Alright, we are back. Okay, so something weird. Well, it's basically not letting me close out of the audio file here, so now I gotta do some thinking. Open the input and output streams. With sound file objects for writing. Okay, so what I can do is try to... I don't think I can switch it. Let's see. I don't think I can switch the... Well, I don't think I can close the current file name from being written to here. Yeah, I don't think I can. And I hope GPT is able to confirm that for me. Let's see. Can I close out of current file name inside the with block here? In your current implementation, closing the file being written inside the with block before switching to the other file name is necessary to avoid file access issues. Huh? What? Non-local. Open the input and output stream is current file. What's going on here? Why is it outputting like that? GPT-4. Oh, is this what they call a decrease in performance for GPT models after a certain amount of time being used? Okay, it didn't do it. All right. I'm going to try this implementation, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to think through it a little bit more. Okay. Reverb added on. I'm going to say a couple of things. But what is the current issue, just to describe it, is when I switch to the other file name, it tries to delete it, which with here, but since it's being written to, you can't delete the file because it's in use. So what we need to do is close that file so that it doesn't get used, and switch over to the other one. Okay. So ChatGPT isn't able to think through this. So I'm gonna have to think through this. So delete the current wave file. Let's see if length result segment. I'm thinking what I can do is, since I get an error inside of Whisper Transcribe, what I can do is like a try except here. Try. Print, let's say, switching files, and then file.close. All right. Then I can implement this. All right, let's try this. Alrighty, reverb back on. So what I'm trying to do here is I have a while true loop, and what's going to happen is it's going to continue running, which is what it's doing right now, inside of this try block. And here, let me just mute my stream audio for that so you don't get reverb. And then once it's runs into an exception, what's going to happen is it's going to do that. Process 1. And okay, so that didn't work out. let me change this to just a broad accept. Or yeah, let me take this out. Wait. File is not defined. Huh. Why did it allow me to do that before then? Hello, thank you for tuning in. Sorry, unfortunately I don't understand Vietnamese, but appreciate you coming on in and watching the stream. Okay, what? Because it sets it as global here. Okay, but where is... Where is... Okay. Why does it just disappear? File is not defined. What? Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there, but... Okay, we're running the code once again. I just want to see what happens here, because it's saying file is not defined in pilots, which means it's not able to access this. Okay, SD stream, support open, single stream. Okay. Okay, so from what I get from that is it's still not going to be able to close it out. Back to ChatGPT. How would I, let's see, how would I close out of current file? Let me see if, current file. Here to switch to the other. What's going on here? Why is it not inside of a code block? Alright, GPT-4. I guess it's running into issues processing like the code block stuff. You should modify this approach somehow. Yeah, mic down is not being okay. Okay, something wrong with my browser. Here's an adjusted version of your script. Okay, so if this works as described, switch files for writing, keyboard interrupt, signal transcription, then this may indicate that, sorry, music back. This may indicate that GPT-4 is doing stuff better than GPT-4 Omni. Okay, so it is currently recording, so I have to do some speaking so that it is able to do all of the transcription, but I believe I'm trying to figure out what it changed. Okay, waveform must be... Alright, what's happening here? Waveform must be provided as a channel time torch tensor. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try this. I'm gonna mute the stream audio so that you don't get that weird reverb that is happening. But what is it trying to do with this? What is it? Wait, what is it writing? How's it? This is different than what it was doing before. What the heck? Okay. Okay, wait. What's it doing differently than before? New text file. Because what's actually happening here is it's rewriting that file a lot quicker and passing it over. Okay, whisper transcribe, current file name, not so. Transcribe current segment, that's the same, switch file names. Current file name, okay, did list comprehension there. Okay, got rid of this audio callback. Okay, got rid of this audio callback thing, which stop signal transcription process. Create sound file objects for writing. Sample rate channels as file. Define callback. Interesting. If status print status file out data in data file, right? In data. Switch files for writing. Okay, so that is doing something different. So that's doing something different. Why is it doing different? See, this is the only issue with working with things that I don't fully understand is, shoot, I'm not inside of freaking VS Code. I hate switching between that stream. Okay, so what I have is the new code on the right side, old code on the right side, and I was just looking through it. One thing that I hate about this is that I don't fully understand what's happening here, so it's really hard to debug and figure out exactly what is happening. So, well, if you take a look at the speech down here, it's actually doing a decent job at transcribing, and it's kind of creating new sentences each, but this is really bad. So I want to change. I want to ask, what's the difference between the two? Like, why is one continually updating but the other is not? Why is the following script continually updating the audio file while the while the other continually appends, continually overwrites, continually appends. Let's break down the issues and the reasons why the second script continually appends correctly while the first one overwrites the audio file. Alright, so it's doing the same thing again where the markdown is breaking down. Alright, let's refresh the page. The key difference between why the first one overwrites the audio file. File opening continually. Here the file is opened in write mode. Every time the loop iterates, this means the file is truncated and starts from the beginning each time, thus overwriting the previous data. File is opened in write mode, but it correctly passes the file handle to the how the callback function is defined and used, ensuring the both scripts open the file in mode. The first script reopens it in a loop, causing it I kind of like how it did that. Okay, so it's because of this while true loop. So what if I do like 4? Does that mean there's going to be a 4-second recording? Like, that means it's going to record for 4 seconds and then it's going to reset. Oh, that's what it looks like, which might actually be quite a bit more useful for okay, so that's actually pretty good because now what I can do is okay, well, that's pretty useful. Interesting. So the way that I can extend how this is working is by keep running until interrupted. Sorry. Let me show you guys what's happening. So this one on the right, the one that this is the new one, is writing for 4 seconds and then going back into the loop and then rewriting over the current file. Whereas the current one on this left side right here opens it up once and continually writes. So okay, hold on, give me a second. Let me see what's going on. Let me stop this. Oh, okay, so this is inside of a while true and it sleeps for 1 second. So I'm thinking about two different approaches. So this one right here, we'll write these small little snippets to kind of make it more live, whereas this one will kind of append it, and then it's supposed to switch to the next one or the next file. Okay, so I need to remove this. While true. Okay, let's try this one on the left-hand side here. Okay, so here it goes. It's now this one continually writes, and you can see the file is going up here, but and as well. You can see that the sentence is continually getting longer down below. And let me turn off that reverb so you guys don't hear that. But this is going to continue until... Okay, so here we are. Okay, so now it's properly processing the other file, is that? No, okay, it's in this loop right here. So it keeps trying to delete it, but it's not able to because of this while true loop. I think that's what's happening. Or no, correction. Can I stop it? Okay, so I can read. Huh? What's happening? Result segments. Oh, it never gets to switch file name here. Let's see, previous file name, post current file name. Let's switch it beforehand, and then we'll delete previous file name. Okay, so it's never getting to that part where it switches. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and retry that. See what's going on. Okay. So now what I ended up doing, so what was happening before is it was never getting to this switching part. So the current file name was never actually switching. So I'm gonna see if once it gets to that second file, if it's going to be able to do the switching as as the logic has here. All right, so we're on 2. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch to the current file name. So record wave 2. Just going to do exception. Alrighty. So yeah, the issue from this stems from, so it branches off into this whisper transcribe, and has no signal or no flag to tell that the stream here should close and should start writing. It should start writing into the second file name. So an event, create an event, say transcription process to stop. Okay, so I think I can describe what is happening and ask for assistance from GPT to help me solve this issue. So I have this script that is running into some issues due to multiprocessing and lack of communication between the processes. Here is the code. What is happening is I would like to switch the current file to, what did I name it? To file name 2 once the second dictionary is created in results. However, the issue is that the sound file block continues writing to file name 1 and never closes out of this. I would assume that I would need some type of event flag that would be able to help communicate this between functions. How would I go about implementing this? Please do not change. Actually, I'll just go ahead and ask this. Ensuring proper communication between the processes, you can use MPQ to commit and file main changes. You can probably handle the closing and reopening of sound file objects. Okay. Alright, sorry, I muted my mic because I was trying to get my freaking AC to turn on from Google. Right. Queue for communication, handle file name, changes in the main process. Okay, queue, initial file name, so transcription process. SD stream, current file name. Subfile write, channels, file name, if new file name is not equal to current file name, close the file. Okay. Let's try this. All right, so it's currently running in the thread and it should be going. So, waveform must be provided as what's happening? Current file name. Right, as channel time torch tensor. Huh. What's it looking like? Is it like trying to process both of them or something? Like, what is happening there? Okay. All right. File name Q. I mean, it's passing it in. Waveform must be provided as channel time torch tensor. What? Okay. So current file name is recorded audio 1. All right, let's continue this. Let's keep it going. See if we get anything recording. Okay, so it's not. All right, so it's not recording then. I mean, it should be writing to it, right? Huh. Okay, recording audio. Let's stop that. Huh. So the code isn't actually recording any audio. So the code isn't recording any audio, passing in an empty file, which results in instead of directly interacting with a sound file within the callback, you can store the audio data in a buffer and write it to the file outside the callback loop. Can't read from a callback stream. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we're back. Sorry, we're back to step one. Back to what we had before. Start the transcription process. Target where to transcribe. Alright, right now I'm just trying to figure out what, how I want to get the file processed into it. I mean, this right side will probably be better because it closes out of sound file and doesn't have to change the file name that is being read inside of Whisper, inside of this process. So there doesn't have to be any back and forth communication between the two, because my head is scrambled with this one, because of trying to get them to close. Need to close out of this so that I can switch over to another file. Which I'm trying to think, how do I properly handle all the closing? Because GPT doesn't seem to be assisting too much right now in this this issue. So I'm trying to figure out a way to map it. Ryan. Duma. What the heck does that mean? Maybe it means I'm doomed. Whisper transcribe. Right, this works on the right hand side here. This works because it just rewrites the audio file every 4 seconds. But this will probably be the better way to do it. But I want to get this left side working. It's like a puzzle it's like trying to solve a puzzle. Like, how do you switch back and forth between the files? Obviously, I need to open this. Sound files can be read or written directly using functions read and write to read a sound file in a blockwise fashion. Can we get into the file using sound file write, or read from the file using sound file read? Open all file formats and that reads. Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense. Vietnamese vocabulary, you know a little bit more than me. Here is an example for a program that reads a WAV file and copies it into a FLAC file. In short, optionally overlapping blocks with sound file blocks. For example, this calculates signal level for each. File is open. It is kept open for as long as the sound file exists. The file closes when the object is garbage collected, but you should use the sound file close method or context manager to close the file explicitly. Sound file close, where is it? Close the file can be called multiple times. If a file is open, it is kept open for as long as the sound file object exists. The file closes when the object is garbage collected, but you should use the sound file close method or context manager to close the file explicitly. Here's an index. Okay, all files. Okay, this is what's happening here. How do I pass flags between the main thread and multiprocessing threads? Okay, using multiprocessing event object allow threads to communicate about whether or not a particular event has occurred. This is useful suiting threads to stop or take some action. Processing target worker event. Set the event waking up. See. Main thread setting event value modified by multiple threads or values. pass messages, if it packs more complex data, or multiple flags. Okay, so I think what I need to do is we can use flag is not set. Work is working. Flag set from the worker to pass back to the main thread. Let's say basically the main thread is running a while true loop that adjusts which if else loop it's running. To have a flag set by a worker and pass back to the main thread, you can use multiprocessing value. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Go ahead and put that away. Alright, so in this case, we're going to call a flag. Args, we're going to pass in flag instead. Let's throw this in here. If like that value equal Okay. Okay, let's try this out. I want to see what values we got here set. Okay. Okay, flag.value. Is 1, I guess. True. Okay, testing, and it says, okay, cool. So this is working. Sound file is currently running. I'm gonna go ahead and place this on this previous file name, so that once it finishes processing this block, it should move on over to here. So I have to keep speaking so that it processes everything. And here, maybe I should put a... Okay. Okay, what happened here? Wait, hold on. Flag equals true. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I messed this up. Flag equals false if flag value equals true. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me stop that. I think I did this logic wrong. Okay, so if it gets here, flag value needs to equal now false. And then here, I think I need to reset the flag by... Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this script, continue talking into it so that it's processing the audio. When we get to this second part here, it should basically turn the flag value into false. And then what should happen, hopefully, is that it then goes down into this else loop down here, and it should switch. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna run it, and okay, and well, the flag value is should be switching it, but my brain could also not be working correctly here. Okay. Oh, because I have a while true loop in here. Um, all right, let's try this. And then I'm going to change the chunk size here to something smaller, like 6, so that it allows me to speak less. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and continue speaking. So I had a while true loop here, which was just stuck here. Okay, cool. Perfect. So if I switch to the previous file name, I should be able to remove the previous file name. Move into here. It should create that error opening. Okay. So global current file name. Okay, so maybe I need to add this in here so that it checks it. Right, so it looks like it is working. Let me remove these breakpoints. Let me go through here. Okay, so I am speaking into the microphone and it... Oh. Okay, so I was like... Let's see, if current file name is equal to 1... thought it would switch it. So, yeah, let me see. Oops, sorry, smacked the microphone. My bad. Okay, so currently recording into the microphone, and it should be in this first loop. Let's see what our global values is. So current file name equals recorded 1. All right, let's move into what? I thought it. Okay. Okay, so current file name then equals 2. So our global variable is equal to. Alrighty, and deleted it. Oops. Dang it. Let me ask. Let me see what ChatGPT thinks here. Alright. Why doesn't global current file name change to file name 2 for whisper process here when the flag gets triggered? Because the current is changed within the main process, but the whisper transcribe functions when any server process that does not see those changes in Python. Each process gets its own memory space. Okay, I did not know that. Now I do. We need to use a shared memory object for these so that the change. Okay. Use a multiprocessing array to share between the main process. The shared array is the store name. Okay, let's try that. Interesting. Okay, so what's it called? Recorded audio is what it's using. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, it should be recording the audio that I am. Wait a second. What the heck is happening here? Okay. Wait a second. I think it's because it's switching back and forth between the two. Wait, hold on. Flag is false if value equals true. I think I could just leave it like that. Yeah, I don't need two of them because it's either true or false, depending on if it's true. So if it's true, it becomes false. If it's false, it becomes true. Okay. So let's see how this handles it. So it should be transcribing the audio here. Okay, I should be switching the audio name, and if we move into the second audio, it should be good to go. All right. Okay. So did I actually get this going? Okay, sweet. I think it does switch between the two files now, and nice. Oops, excuse me. Alrighty. We have done it. Continue overriding. We're gonna call this. We're gonna make some notes. Notes.md. Some notes. So there are a few things here. Main.py functions by running a transcription process and switching between two audio files to transcribe. Functions by running a transcription process and switching between two audio files to transcribe. It switches audio files. Once the second dictionary starts getting written in the transcription, results indicating that a new line has begun. Using that. Oops, you guys can't see any of this. I need to get a better way of switching back and forth between like code stuff. The reason that this is the case is reason for this decision is to be able to process is to be able to continually display a sentence until it's reached a certain length. Continue overriding .py works by closing and rewriting the same WAV file dependent on how long SD sleep is being used for. This produces the more real-time feel. So it continually processes new chunks of audio rather than chunks of audio. Difficulty. This approach is the communication between two processes and syncing those so that it switches results. Okay. Let's do some cleanup. Okay, so it shares a shared file name, the first one. While the flag is active, it continues, and then previous file name was shared file name dot value dot decode. Sound file starts a new sound file stream, or sound file creates a new object, then it creates a stream down here. I might be able to just do like a pass. That might make it faster. Or continue. Alright, let's try that. Okay. Oh, input overflow. Was it so that it can catch up? 100 milliseconds? Let's try that. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, testing. Audio. Alright, so 100 is able to be captured. So hopefully, my hope is that the switch between the two is going to be a little bit faster because of the decrease in the inside of the while loop here. Okay. Press Control C to stop. Okay. So it is currently running, and I removed those print statements so that it should be able to just output what I'm reading here. And so we can see that once it reaches a certain length, that it will switch over into the other. Yeah, actually, let me put some breakpoints into here. The breakpoint here. All right, and it's running. Here, let me put it actually here. So this is allowing me to just switch. Oh. Yeah, allow me to just switch back and forth. And if there's no audio, it won't set the flag. So interesting. So it's just continually transcribing the previous one. So it's currently switched the file name, which is shared file name here. And so if I go down here, it'll continue transcribing until the next one. Okay, so cool. So the chunk size, I set chunk size to quite small, which is why it's switching back and forth between the two. So if we set it to something that is more standard, we do something like this. Okay. Well, not yet. Multiprocessing has got to start. Okay, so I am now processing the audio in a different process. So what's going to happen is once I reach a certain chunk size, it's going to swap. So here we are. It's swapped into another file. But I actually, yeah. When the audio is too short, what ends up happening is that the trying to think. What ends up happening is that when the audio is too short, it hallucinates a little bit. So if I interesting. Okay. So yeah, maybe this approach isn't the way to go, but at least I know how this does work on this side, because yeah, I can pass the flag back and forth between those two processes. This one is probably going to be the better of the two, because this one is processing it real time. It's not continually processing an empty file. So let's see. This one is okay. Yeah, this one is processing sound samples every 4 seconds, I believe, is what's happening. And well, you can see it. You can tell here. So it goes 0 to 3, and it's recording. And then once it reaches the maximum time, it goes down to 0. But you can tell that when it's lower, or when the audio is shorter, it actually hallucinates quite a bit more. Okay, so this is going to be it for now. And I'm gonna put some action points next to work on. Action points to work on next. So continue overriding is probably the way to go. It's simpler. It's simpler. Next thing to implement would probably be some type of logic that would probably be some logic that controls minimum audio to transcribe. The following that, probably look at a way to append chunks so that it comes out as a streaming output rather than big blocks of text back. More of an issue with main.py since continual more of an issue with text with main.py since continual will rewrites over quicker. Oh, but still applies to continual writing. Okay, cool. More of an issue with main.py, but still applies to continual overriding. I wonder how that would work. How do you because right now it's pretty inefficient. It's transcribing big chunks and just replying back with those big chunks. So ideally, the best way would be to transcribe like word for word and then append those so that you have a continual stream output. But how do you know what the previous audio sample was so you're not getting a bunch of weird hallucinations as it's going through? That's a problem for future me for this project, but I did achieve the original goal, so I'm happy there. And I found out a few more things on this, so yeah, just a little midday project before I go on to work. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Today's live stream. I think I do want to do more of these, but it all depends. I almost didn't do the stream this morning because I was like, maybe I could just record a video and do it, but I wanted to learn something. So yeah, if you tuned in today, if you watch all the way through, if you're watching it as an archive, I very much appreciate it. Thank you to all those who came to the stream, and yeah, I will see you guys in a future video or future live stream. So see you later, guys.